I just started drumming. I was drumming. I was singing. And I looked down at my watch and I'm like, why are you running 5 minutes a K? I was like, you know what? Shut the hell up, Mike. Just shut the hell up and ride it. And I rode this wave for about 6 hours, and I went from kilometer 50 to about kilometer 98, just riding this thing and going through the aid stations and singing. And it was really, really cool. I mean, I got to like the turnaround point, and I was speaking to my coach and my fiance at the time when we were chatting there, and they were like, calm down. You just calm down. You got another 60 Ks to go. I'm like, no, I'm going to ride this. And then 5 minutes later, everything just came crashing down. And it was like the pain. I was like, where's the painkillers? I need painkillers right now.
Hey there.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
The leaves are turning.
The dark days of fall are upon us.
Wow, this is...
Why do we forget about this every year? The feeling.
I don't forget. I just drink more.
Yeah, there is that. But seriously, it's such a slog.
Slog.
Anyways.
That's why we have our virtual runs.
Keep us going. And speaking of virtual runs, we're in a new month, which means we have a new territory, actually.
For We Run the North.
We are in the Yukon.
Wow.
And it is the Klulani National Park, which is stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
And at this time of year, do they get more daylight? What happens this time of year there?
I think it gets less daylight. In the summer, they get the most daylight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, it's reversed.
Yeah. So we're not going there in the winter.
Okay, got it.
We're going in the summer. Okay. For sure.
Very good.
And who have we got on the podcast today? I'm so excited for this one.
Michael Obery?
Yes, Michael Obery.
From South Africa.
From South Africa, our first South African.
Yeah. This is what I love about this podcast, is the fact we can talk to anybody around the world.
That's right. When I told my mom today, who are you talking to today? I said, we're talking to a runner that we met at our race in Cappadocia from South Africa. South Africa! She said, isn't that amazing that your voice can carry that far? I said, not only that, but we're going to be chatting on video.
Yes.
Yeah, it is amazing when you think about it. She's 89, so for her, it's hard to wrap her head around it.
So who is Michael? Tell me about Michael.
Well, we met Mike and Kelly, his fiance, when we were standing in the airport in Istanbul ready to get on our connecting flight.
Yep.
And he saw your Hoka backpack featuring Western States.
And he was just, his eyes went,
and we struck up a conversation. And then, of course, the race town was pretty small, so we ran into them.
Kept running into each other.
A couple more times.
Yeah.
And even on the race course, we ran into Kelly.
Yeah.
And we thought, we got to get this guy on, because he had great energy.
Right.
Great energy, and you just know he has a story.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to
definitely,
find out.
So that's it. That's who we're going to talk to today.
Yeah, well, let's get to it.
Here's Michael.
First, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Canada. I'm wearing my Canadian hat for you.
Awesome. I really do appreciate it. It's, I was telling Jan the other day that I got family in Canada, which is very close to you guys. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Actually, my first rugby jersey was a Canadian rugby jersey, just an FYI. So,
really?
Yeah. And I grew up supporting, I don't even watch ice hockey, but I know the Toronto team, what's it called now? The
Maple Leafs.
Yes, maybe, and the Blue Jays. I don't watch baseball either, but I had a Blue Jays t-shirt. There's actually a photo of me running around as like a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old in a Blue Jays t-shirt. So, yeah. I consider myself Canadian.
Was that your relative sending you that?
Yeah. My mom's sister, my aunt, is actually my godmother. So every year she would send me just a whole lot of stuff from Canada. So,
Aww, that's so awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go back to the very beginning. When and why or how did you start running?
So I started running 7 years ago, roughly, give or take. And my brother was actually, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Back in high school, I was actually a sprinter. I was a 400-meter track runner. And after high school, I stopped running and I went to go work and stuff like that. And I was actually addicted to drugs at one stage of my lifetime. And I ended up in hospital, and I've always been addicted. Well, obviously after that stage, I've been a recovering addict. And nonetheless, about 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, etc. And I hated the way that medication, number one, was making me feel. It was just like, made me feel on edge, made me feel like I was doing drugs again. Yeah. And my brother was a runner. He used to do long distance endurance running. And I'm sure you've heard of the Two Oceans Marathon.
Yep.
Yes.
So he was doing the half marathon. And I went to go support him one year, and I had severe FOMO. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try this. I was never long distance. I mean, my coach in high school when I was running track used to make me do 3-kilometer runs. And I used to be like, no, this is bullshit. I'm not doing this. I'm a sprinter for a reason. Nonetheless, I the very next day, I went out and I went onto our promenade, our Sea Point Promenade. It's a beautiful little beachy area. And I'm going to go down there, and I could hardly do 4Ks, but I continued. And I just steamrolled from there. And that's basically how it started. And I started with road running. Back here in South Africa, we have a large road running community. So that's how I got into it.
What's the ultra scene like in South Africa? Because I feel like it's on an upward turn based on what I'm seeing online and through Coach Perry, who I use. So what's it like?
So especially in the road running, the ultra scene is huge. We have a saying here in South Africa, okay? South Africa is the home of ultra running because a marathon is just a training run. Okay, end of story.
Very nice.
Marathon is just a training run. It is huge. I mean, Comrades attracts 14,000 runners every single year, of which about 90% of that is South African, right? Wow. Obviously, Oceans brings people from all around the world. There's no doubt about it. And we have another ultra marathon called Omidam, and that's the triple threat. I mean, Gerdestein, they all go for that triple threat and try to win it. I think Caroline Wasserman's done it once. But yeah, so the especially in the road running, it's always been around for decades and decades and decades. But ultra trail running is very much on the rise.
Wow. Let's talk about one other race that you did. What I found out was the Karkloof 100?
Karkloof 100-miler.
Because it was inspired by Leadville 100 from what I read online. So what is that about?
So, funny enough, it's inspired by Leadville, and then the same people that make the Leadville buckles makes the Karkloof buckles for the finishers as well. Yeah. Actually, and so it's very runnable. And I know that you when I told you this at the airport, when I said runnable, you looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" So it's a lot of single track and it's free flowing running. That's what we call runnable. And the reason why we say it is because our trails are super technical, and it's not like it's manicured trails. Our trails are very, very technical running, and our mountain is extremely rough. I mean, our shoes, our mountain chows our shoes like there's no tomorrow. But if you go up to Karkloof, in the KZN area, Durban area, it is free flowing single track for miles, for 100 miles. It is just, it's like running back-to-back Comrades on trail. You're just running and running and running and running, and you're going through beautiful pine forests. Because we have this paper company in South Africa called Sappi. I don't know if you guys know about this, but the Sappi forests are there. So it's just hectares and hectares of these beautiful pine forests. You're just running through it. And it's actually, these trails are manicured for mountain bikers, single track mountains. So you're just running down and switchbacks galore and soft, beautiful flowing trails. And you're going through rivers, hardly any massive climbs. I think there's only one big climb, but the only thing about that is it's an out and back course. So you go out and you obviously switch back and come back the same way. So it's a double climb. And that's
what month is that race?
September. I think it ends in September. Yeah.
So what's the temperature like there in September?
It's pretty hot because KZN has a completely different climate to the rest of South Africa. Let me tell you, it's humid, it's super hot, and then at night it's super cold. Yeah, I mean, Comrades is in June, which is South Africa's winter, but people have to do heat training for comrades because it gets really, really hot on comrades, and that's in June. The rest of South Africa's got thunderstorms and it's pissing down with rain, except for Durban. No, there's just sun all the time. So yeah, it was pretty hot, especially on Karkloof last year, was it last year? Yes, last year, and that was during the day. But then at night it was super cold. So it's it was quite hectic. But it's a really, really beautiful race.
So how did you do during this race?
I came ninth, which I was pretty happy about. I did not expect it, and I played actually, it's been the story of my running career for the last year now. I've played a good game of Pac-Man, just starting at the back and just chowing, hunting down. But it's unintentional racing. Like I was just going there because I'm racing the clock, and it was nice to the end of it. Like things came together during the race. Like I went to a really, really dark place, like at about 2:00 in the morning, because you start the race at 7:00 at night. And it's dark. It's super, super dark. And from about kilometer 35 after the second aid station, I took a wrong turn and I was climbing for about a kilometer in the wrong direction. And then I realized I actually hadn't seen a marker. So I turned back and I ran down, and then I saw the little danger tape. And I was like, I missed it. And it's in such a negative mode, like going in that dark space. And like, oh my word, here we go. And I just started grinding. I was like, okay, cool. Let me get to the next aid station. I got there. I sat there. I was like, oh man, this is going to be so long. It's 2:00 in the morning. Oh, but it's now 4:00 in the morning. And I'm like, oh my word. Okay. And then as I left that aid station, I had a little bit of soup or whatever. And I pulled it in the bush for a little tinkle. And as I came out, as one ultra does, I pulled up and I just started running. And actually at the time, I'll never forget, Linkin Park, Crawling on My Skin was playing in my earphones. And I just started drumming. I was drumming. I was singing. And I looked down at my watch and I'm like, why are you running 5 minutes a K? I was like, you know what? Shut the hell up, Mike. Just shut the hell up and ride it. And I rode this wave for about 6 hours, and I went from kilometer 50 to about kilometer 98, just riding this thing and going through the aid stations and singing. And it was really, really cool. I mean, I got to like the turnaround point, and I was speaking to my coach and my fiance at the time when we were chatting there, and they were like, calm down. You just calm down. You got another 60 Ks to go. I'm like, no, I'm going to ride this. And then 5 minutes later, everything just came crashing down. I was like, the pain. I was like, where's the painkillers? I need painkillers right now. And then, yeah, but by that time I was like hunting people down, and that was like that was fun. And I had no idea what position I was in. And then I got to, so the worst part about Karkloof last year, and I think they actually changed the course this year, is that you get to kilometer 144 at the finish line. That's kilometer 144.
Oh, no.
And you have to do a 16-kilometer loop.
No.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
I was just like, are you actually kidding me right now? Nonetheless, got through it. And then they were like, you're ninth place. And I managed to sneak in for a sub 24. So I got a silver buckle. So I was very, very stoked.
Very good.
Very
That's
stoked,
awesome. Is that a ticket race?
No, it's not. So we don't have any tickets. No, sorry. Yes, it is a ticket. For Western States, it is a qualifier. You are right. And then obviously UTCT was our second one. And we have Skyrun, which is now in November, which is our third. So we have three.
Oh, nice.
Three tickets in South Africa. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, wow. Let's talk about another popular race, which is the Ultra Trail Cape Town. What they do online for the live feed, very professional stuff. It's like UTMB quality. So I'm very happy to see it live every year.
It's really, really cool. Last year they actually had runners, some of our top runners, following Jim and Courtney running behind them, which was amazing to watch them for, because we've never had that type of coverage before, even as South Africans. So to see that was fantastic. And just to see how they actually grind through 100 kilometers, which is, it's just mad. I'm just blown away by just the magnificence of their running and their capabilities. But yes, the race organizer, Stu, has done a phenomenal job over the years of evolving the race and taking it to the next level every year. And I think even this year, it's just like how much better can the States actually even get, what more can they do? And then they actually blow us away. So kudos to them, like for getting with the point where they actually, that's European quality, I would even say that's our local broadcast here. Nah, it doesn't even come close to the YouTube stuff that they are doing on their channel. And it's really great to see. It's great for our trail community because it's actually bringing more people to our trails.
Incredible. And you did it in 2019.
I did. I finished it in 2019. I made it. It used to have a 17-hour cutoff. It's now a 24-hour cutoff.
Wow.
I made the 17-hour cutoff. And that 16:55. I think 16:50 or something.
Jeez.
That's a tough cutoff.
That must be a lot of DNF there.
It is. It was with that 17-hour cutoff. It was actually ranked the number one or the hardest 100K in the world at one point. With the 24.
Well, they should have kept it like that. Then they still claim that. No, not anymore.
I know, it's like you got to live up to that legs, but they did have. So they actually used to have a 15-hour cutoff, and if you make the 15-hour, you get a special medal that says Legends. It's a Legends medal. You get 2 medals. They don't have it for the 17-hour cutoff. I ran the race in 2018 as well, and then I took a fall down Constantia neck, and I tore 2 tendons off my Achilles. I was actually out for 8. Yeah, I was out for like 3 months. And then I ran my first comrades the year afterwards. So I called the crutches to comrades in 6 months. So I was pretty happy about that. Yeah.
Now let's move on to Cappadocia, which you've done before. So what brought you there the first time?
Like I told you guys when we met you in the airport, I needed this race to qualify for Western States. And for South African trail runners, it is. Going to Turkey is the cheapest for us. It's like going down to the States for you guys. It's like quick pop over, and it's one of the more affordable races on the calendar as well. Yeah. So if I'm looking to travel anywhere next year, it's like, okay, cool. Let me just do this race very, very quickly, get it done, and then
Yeah. Okay.
I ran it before. I loved it. I found it extremely difficult. I overcooked it. I'm not gonna lie, but so it was coming back for some revenge this year. Yeah.
And you certainly did, because you took over an hour off your time.
Because you started at the back of the pack.
I know. Pac-Man's working, guys.
Yeah.
It's a little secret. I'm telling you, buddy. Just stay there and just fucking chomp away. I won't deny the fact that every time I started passing people, I looked at the number, like, see what color it is. Like, okay, that's another one. That's another one.
You can't remember all their numbers. I tried that myself. I can't remember their numbers.
Can't remember them, but I know that the blue ones were for the 119, and then the orange ones were for it's like, damn it, your orange one, you're not worth my while. I just couldn't say, like, yes, another blue one.
My while. Well, thanks to you guys, when we got to the first aid station, all that was left was 3 crackers.
And banana peels.
Yeah, but you guys are also running 38Ks. You don't need it. You're fine.
That's true. We don't need it.
That's true. But we were expecting a little bit more.
I was hoping to get some cake.
So quite a bit of people eating cake. I don't know how you guys get the cake down. I'm like, that's so dry, guys.
Cake and
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Cake and Red Bull.
I'm going to try that on my next long run. Let's see how that works.
We were really impressed with how well organized it was.
Yeah. I said that the last time that I was there, and compared to the UTCT that I'd done the year before, it was so much better. UTCT is better organized now, I'll tell you that much. Like, it's got leaps and gains, right?
Yeah.
Leaps and bounds, sorry. But it's still, like, it's amazing how well Cappadocia is done, organized, and everything is just, like, on point every single time. And again, I think they've got a beautiful running community over there as well. Mm-hmm. And everybody's helping each other. And I loved how friendly that the people at the aid station were, the volunteers.
Yes.
They would usually sit down and they would just like, what do you need? And just like grabbing your stuff and putting in, like, okay, I need this, I need that, and that. Even especially at night for the 119K guys, the aid stations were super amazing, like pumping you up, cheering you on as you come in, start clapping. And I think it was a real motivator, because, you know, that's just the one thing about the Cappadocia is that for 60 kilometers, you're running with so many people who's got, it's CUT plus CMT, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, for the last 56, you're alone. And it's a mind shift. It's an absolute mind shift. The next time you see people is probably either because you're chasing down one or two people, or you're going to get to the aid station where someone's either left before, you're going to try and catch up with them, or you've left together. But a lot of that 56 kilometers, you are running solo alone.
Wow.
And
That's interesting.
It's really tough. Yeah. It's really, really tough.
How was the beginning when you got to run through Love Valley and seeing the hot air balloons? Because we missed that.
Yeah, so there's actually a really cool picture of me running past and all the balloons are up, which I was really, really stoked about because last time I ran, there wasn't one picture of me. I was like, oh, this is bullshit. Yeah, it wasn't one picture. This time I was hunting. My beyond hunting, there's like thousands of pictures and you're like, oh, yes. And it's one with all the balloons. I was like, oh, it was awesome. It's such a really cool picture. But just seeing that, and I knew that I was going to see it because I saw it the last time.
Yeah.
So seeing it for the second time, and being at the back and being like, okay, cool, I'm not going anyway. Just take this all in. Actually, the first time I took my phone out and started taking pictures of the stuff while I was going.
Yeah.
But it's just really, really beautiful to watch. So yeah.
So what ticket races do you have now? What races did you do to get your Western States tickets?
So far only Cappadocia twice now, and UTCT and Karkloof. Those are my 4 that I've done. I'll be doing UTCT 100 miler in end of this month as well. So
you are?
Yeah, I'm doing the 100 miler, the first one, and that will be my 2024 ticket. So Cappadocia, this will be 2023, and then I'll done 2020 UTCT for 2024.
So when did Western States get on your radar?
4 or 5 years ago, I think. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it was. I was just watching some things. Obviously, Ryan had won in 2017. And then I started doing my research and stuff like that. And it just looked amazing. It was I think it was one of the first 100 milers that I had heard of. And then obviously did my research. And I was like, I have to do this race. And I'm one of those people like, if I say I'm going to do something, I have to do it. Doesn't matter. Obviously, I've seen UTMB. I've seen the others. I've seen Hard Rock. And I would love to run a Hard Rock qualifier as well one day, because I would love to go and do that. But for me, it's about Western States. To me, it's Holy Grail. Like, you can't put yourself an Ultra Trail down unless you've done Western States. That's in my opinion, you know. You can have all this stuff. You can run UTMB like 3 or 4 times. Like, fantastic, good for you. I want to run Western States. Western States to me means everything. I'm blown away by the community. I'm blown away by how everything runs there. How they treat the guys that are coming in from overseas and help them out. Because I mean, a lot of people pitch up there with just themselves, just as a runner, and then they have crews. People help, like, volunteer to crew them, and it's like you don't get that anywhere else.
Yeah,
I think that's just super amazing.
All right, so you're sponsored by ASICS, and you also do some coaching. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm an ASICS front runner. So I'm part of their brand ambassadorship program across the globe. So yeah, it's mostly promoting the brand, promoting their lifestyle. I've been with them since beginning of this year. The brand has supported me in everything that I wanted to do. I'm not a professional athlete. So I don't get flown around the world. Everything that I want to do is I can do on my own accord, but they're more than happy to like kit me out. And I just write reviews, etc. And it's a really, really great brand. I just love the lifestyle and the motto that they set and the way that they come across to the rest of the trail running community.
Right.
I've been coaching for about 4 years now as well. I got into it when I was self-taught and just like reading and stuff like that. Yeah. I did a little bit of a short course at our Sports Science Institute here. Mm-hmm. And then most of it's just from experience. I was actually talking about this to someone today when I was running. And it's a lot of experience, what I've learned over my years of running and what's worked and what hasn't worked. I've got a couple of athletes I got 10 athletes that went to Comrades this year. Every single one of them finished. Really, really happy. I got quite a bit of personal best. So very, very happy with some of the results. And then on the day of Ultra Trail Cappadocia, I had something like 15 to 20 people, can't remember the exact number, running the Cape Town Marathon this year. So really, really cool. I think when I was injured for the beginning of this year, one of the things that motivated me to get back strongly is having those athletes and watching them succeed and being part of their training and just wanting to be out there and run. So it was really, really cool. Motivating. Might be a little selfish to say they motivated me, but it's just a part of the community. And then I also have a run crew, guys. I have this most amazing run crew. It's called Must Love Hills.
Okay. Love the name.
We 250 people strong. We've got a really good social media presence, and it's just about our community. And it's about giving back to our community, raising funds, raising awareness for charity, and bringing people onto the trails as well as running, just starting them from scratch. So
amazing.
Very good.
That's awesome. And what about bucket list races other than Western? What's on your to-do list?
Mount Fuji. Yeah. I would love to go to Fuji and tick that one off. Before COVID hit, plan was to hit Tarawera in New Zealand. But it's super expensive. Obviously, after Western States, if I ever get in, but I will start, if I don't get in this year, I will start collecting stones and get over to UTMB eventually. But again, like I said, for me, it's more important to get into Western States.
Yeah.
So I'll start doing that. And then one of the things that I was checking out, because I saw that Hard Rock opened, and I went to go look at the qualifiers, and they don't have many qualifiers. So I was checking that out and saying, okay, cool, maybe I should run a qualifier there. And then I know that my coach has had someone run Leadville as well as Western States. So he's definitely looking for someone to run Hard Rock. And so I'll maybe get like that. If I can get into that and bring the medal home for him and see if we can get his combo, the full set. I would also like one of my dream races is definitely Madeira Ultra Trail.
Oh yeah,
we just chatted with someone who did that one.
That looks amazing, and it's right up your alley because it looks so technical.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like the technical vibes. Give me that. Give me some poles, give me some wizard sticks, and we go.
Oh, this has been so much fun. It's so nice to see you again, and Kelly.
100%. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm super honored, and I really I didn't expect this. And thanks so much for finding me and reaching out. I will tell you this. I was telling someone about me being on the podcast today and how we met in the airports and stuff like that. And then when I saw you guys at the in the town square, and I don't know, I just hugged you guys. I was like, I just feel like I needed to hug you guys. I didn't even know you from a bar. I was like, hi. And I was like, that's what it's about, and that's what trail running is about, and that's what trail running does to the people in the community all over the world. We are one big family, and everybody's there supporting and helping each other. And it's thanks so much for reaching out. I know that we'll always be in contact and stuff like that. So
absolutely
awesome. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. We will be coming to South Africa without a doubt.
Damn, you better. And you guys have to hold your promise that you will be seconding me at Western States. If you guys need a place to stay, we have 2 extra rooms, so you guys accommodation is sorted.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man.
Cheers.
People. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, there you have it.
Energy.
Oh my gosh, so fun. And at 10 o'clock at night, too. He's still like the Energizer Bunny. Oh my goodness, that was so fun. I loved catching up with them.
And he was very excited to be on our podcast, his first podcast.
That's right. Yeah. And great story. You haven't been running that long.
No, and how we started, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And how we described each race in South Africa, very detailed.
Very detailed for that ultra trail. I was expecting, a couple sentences of description, and wow, he's must have a photographic memory because he described it very much so in detail, which I was actually hoping for, because I think, when you have a race that far away, people may not be familiar with the terrain.
And even if you look at it on YouTube, videos of it,
it's not as...
what do they feature? Everyone high-fiving at the finish line or this and that?
Yeah, certain climbs.
So here you go. Now he's giving you the real deal.
Doesn't that make you want to go?
Of course. You were talking about on top of some mountain. It's like, what?
Tabletop, yes. It's very famous.
Is it?
It is famous.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'll get there.
But we were going to go anyways to do the shark diving, but now we have more reasons to go.
Hey, well, I guess we're going to be there for more than a month. Anyway, that's the...
that was Mike.
That was Mike.
Yeah, so fun.
And stay tuned to what's coming up next on our next podcast. You'll find out.
Cheers.
Bye.